Hi, in this video I'll be continuing with the C# tutorials. In this video we'll be continuing to talk about dialog boxes, so file operations, so dialog boxes. So we'll be continuing file operations and continuing with dialog boxes. So you can display a save as a dialog box. So the first topic is displaying a save as a dialog box. You can use the following to call the save file dialog controls show dialog method. That is save file dot show dialog. So it's save file dot show dialog with the method call with no parameters. You can use the following code to detect the user's choice. You can say if save file dot show dialog is equal to dialog result dot OK, then you can continue with the code. So that's the conditional. I believe save file is just a user-defined object reference variable. You can also use the following to open the selected file, so you can say if save file dot show dialog points to dialog result dot OK. So basically it's the same line that we just talked about. So inside that code bracket, inside the if conditional, you can say output file points to file dot create text, passing in open file dot file name. So we'll just note that down here. So displaying a save as a dialog box. So you can say, so we'll just say that you can use the following to call the save file dialog. Controls show dialog method. So that is, for example, if we have an object reference variable, I believe save file. So we'll be doing this in the lab, so don't worry. So we have save file dot show dialog. So I assume if we have a save file dialog named save file, I think that's where save file is coming from. But we'll do an example in the lab soon. So you can use the following to detect the user's choice. So you can say if save file dot show dialog points to dialog result dot OK, then you can do something. You can also use the following to open the selected file. So that is if save file dot show dialog points to dialog result, so it's the same thing that we just did, dot OK. Then we can say output file points to file.createText. Open file.filename. Okay, so let's see what else we have here. So we'll be moving on. So that's pretty much all the methods. So it's kind of confusing for file operations. So we'll be doing a lot of coding examples. So don't worry if you're confused. We can refer back to the notes. So we have. So don't worry about that. This part's kind of confusing here. When we do the code example, I'll show you guys how it actually works. So this is just a conditional to check if save file, basically if the result, so let's say you show a save dialog on the screen, a box comes up to save something, and the user clicks OK, then you'll proceed to do this line of code, which basically will point a file, so a text file to, basically it's a file that's going to create a file with the open file.filename. So I'll show you guys how to do that. So now we'll move on to random numbers. Actually, so I'm just one. Yeah, so this is that's okay. So we can just also talk about random numbers here as well. Should have said that in the beginning, but I forgot that we were done with the notes. Just wondering if I should just start a new video. Yeah, actually maybe that'll be better. So I'll just probably just end the video here. So we'll be getting into the file operations. Actually, we may do that right now. Actually, maybe let's just do that right now. So let's just see what we have here. Okay, so we're back to using files for data storage, which we talked about maybe 1 or 2 videos back in the notes. We talked about using files for data storage. You can save data to a file. Different applications use them, such as word processors, image editors, spreadsheets, games, apps, web browsers. Those are just some examples of apps or processors that use text files to save data. So files are a good way to store data. So there's 2 types of, I think we talked about this too, but there's 2 types of files, binary files and text files. So there's 3 steps. You have to open the file, process the file, and close the file. We talked about that. We talked about text file, a binary file, and then now, so file access methods. So there's 2 kinds of, I think we'll probably do this in the review. Let me just check that. We could do a review just to focus on, I could start including a review in this in these tutorials as well, to focus on like the more the theory concepts, because in university you get tested on the theory as well. It's a lot. It's like more. Sometimes it's even more than the code, worth more than actual coding, which is dumb, but you have to know the actual theory behind everything, which basically is the actual studying part, which takes the longest. So let's just see what we have here. Where's our first code example? Okay, so I think we did this one already. We can do it again. So basically this one is, okay. So this is using the stream writer, I'm just wondering if I should create a console app for this. I don't really think you need a console app for this. Let me see if I can do this actually in the GUI. Okay, so let's go with, let's move to the, okay, we're in the code part already. So let me add that using directive here. Or the using statement, I think they call it a directive in the docs, but we'll just try this here. So we'll say using system.io. Okay, so let's say here, what do we have here? We have a namespace. Where can I put this? Okay, let's go down here. What happened there? Let's say here. That we want to stream. So we want to stream writer output file. Oh, whoops, sorry, I forgot the privates. Okay, so we'll go with private stream writer output file. So we're going to create an object reference variable of type stream writer. Then here we'll say output file. What happened there? Something wrong with that? Points to file dot create text. Actually, let's just go with the file.txt. What's wrong with that here? Maybe I don't want it private, so let's go with public and just see if that works. Private public stream writer. Does this work properly using system.io? Let me just save that. Is that a problem here? What's wrong with that? Public stream writer output file. And we're calling output file to point to file.createText. What's wrong with that then? Maybe it's not letting me do this in a GUI. Okay, let's go with, if I create a new solution, let's see, let me try this. Console app. C# net. Let me try this. Okay, let's try this and see if this works. Sorry about that for the delay. Let's just open a double window here. Actually, maybe hopefully that doesn't slow it down too much. Oh, hopefully you guys can still see this, but I should have went with this window then. Is this loading? Okay, console app. It's just loading. Okay, sorry about that. Loading project, I think. It says that here. Kind of silly that you can't do that in a GUI. Should still be able to do it, but I don't know why they did that. That's dumb. Okay, so let's say here. Using, do we say that using system.io. Okay, then we want, let's just run this and see what happens here. Sorry for the delay, sorry, waiting for this. I think maybe it's because I have two windows open, so it's a bit slower here. Try to close the other one, see if that works.